Hello and welcome as today's date is the 11th day of November 2019. Chart shown on the screen is a quarterly term time frame of the St. Louis adjusted monetary base, which first had this trend in here, just continuously going up at the same rate of ascent, and then the summer of 2008 happens, the economic crisis, and up move this rate of ascent, and been going sideways, now just recently breaking down below this, actually having movement up and down, something it didn't have much of before. There's a little red candle in here, and even another one right in here. Not much, but the increase of currency is tremendous. And monetary base, if you're unfamiliar, well, it says on Wikipedia, in economics, the monetary base with other names to refer to it as in a country is the total amount of banknotes and coins circulating in the economy, including that of the total currency circulating in the public, plus the currency that is physically held in the vaults of commercial banks, plus the commercial bank reserves held in the central bank. Okay, so that is the basic definition. It's just the sum of their currency, whether it be physical notes, whether it be just numbers on the computer, so on and so forth. And well, to have this kind of increase of like this going from 181 billion up to, well, really 830, that's about a 5x move. And then 838 up to about 4,200, that's another 5x move. It's just this one went up in a rate of ascent like this from like the mid-early 1980s, like 83ish or so, to 2008, that's 25 years. And then 8 years later, it does this. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Why are people into cryptocurrencies or getting into it? Why do I state it's a hedge against inflation, or it looks like it's probably got a good chance cryptos that are of continuing to escalate higher? You create these fiat currency issues, or create a fiat currency model as such in the debt-based system, and well, now of course we've increased a lot of this. So real inflation, as I look at it, for, I'm not going to say the decade, but since 2008, at least in this you could say is 3, 4, whatever, multiple times higher, at least using this form in here as far as their banks, which is the ultimate amount. I mean, inflation to me is not prices, how much the prices are. Inflation for the monetary system is how much extra fiat currency is in circulation, and thus in turn prices would go higher when, of course, the amounts are in play like that. And when I go to grocery stores and everything else and I see price increases over the last 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, especially 2 years, 5 years, 10, it's noticeably more than what they state, like, oh, 2-3% a year, or 2% or whatever it is. That mean, I know for me, the things that I be purchasing, a lot of it has been inflating in price. I was curious to see what the Canadian level is. I managed to make it to this Y charts, and it's got some data in here, but I mean only back to 2015. And I can view and export this data going back to 1955, but start your free trial. And if I go like this 10 years just to get the data, again, it says start my free trial. And I clicked on it. They didn't want a credit card, but they want a telephone number. And I don't want to put a fake one in, especially if I have to receive a text back. And I don't want them getting a hold of me on my phone that way. So anyway, long story short, I can see it's at 96.25 billion right now. And I can also not see what it was before this. I've tried Google searching, and Google searching is another story in itself, because it does seem, at least for myself, that it was easier 10 years ago, and then 10 years ago, like 2015, 2010, 2007, but definitely 2010, 2015, for me to do searches and get what I was looking for on a Google search. And today it doesn't seem like I just don't get as successful in the results and how I'm trying to find. I get more frustration along my searches, and getting Canadian economic data has been a difficult time for my entire, I don't know about my entire life, but since the internet, and really since I've been looking for it for the last dozen or so years, it hasn't been that easy. And today obviously comes in at no exception. Now, what it does say here is that the source is Bank of Canada. Okay. Well, I click on that, I'm trying to find stuff in here. I can't. I give up. But anyway, I just realized that it's going higher. Of course, that is a no-brainer, and there's a good reason again why people are into things like cryptocurrencies, precious metals, because you create a currency system like this, you inflate the bleep out of it, and well, it is what it is. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this quick video, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.